People always said I never learn. 5 marriages later, I guess they weren't kidding. I'm 88 now. Sitting in my favorite armchair by the window, I watch the morning sun spill across the maple trees outside. There's a quiet hum in the street, dogs barking, neighbors greeting each other, the faint smell of coffee drifting from the cafe down the block. It's peaceful, but it wasn't always this calm. When I was young, I thought love was a game you could win if you just played hard enough. I was charming, stubborn, and maybe a little reckless. I married my first wife when I was 22. She was sharp, had a laugh that could light up a room, and patience that I apparently tested every single day. We fought like cats and dogs about money, about where to live, about whose turn it was to clean the kitchen. She left me after 3 years. I told myself she was too rigid, too serious. I blamed her, of course. The second marriage came a few years later. Different woman, different life. She was artistic, wild, and free-spirited, everything my first wife wasn't. I thought this would balance me out. We had 3 wonderful years filled with long drives, midnight picnics, and spontaneous trips. But she couldn't handle my constant need to control things, my endless stubbornness. The day she walked out, I was certain it was her fault. She didn't understand me. She didn't appreciate the effort I put into us. Number 3 was calmer at first. She was kind, nurturing, always ready with a joke or a story about her day. But after 5 years, I found myself restless, irritated by her small habits, the way she folded towels, the way she hummed while cooking. I didn't know it then, but I was carrying my own impatience, my own flaws into that marriage. I told myself she wasn't challenging enough, wasn't enough like me. One morning she left a note on the kitchen counter, soft and sad. I read it, cursed my bad luck, and went to work. The fourth wife, she was everything I wasn't ready for. Intense, passionate, fiercely independent. She wanted to argue, to debate, to push boundaries. I thought I could handle it, thought maybe I'd finally found someone who matched me. For 3 years it was fireworks and chaos. I loved her, truly. But I was stubborn, controlling, jealous even. One night, after a fight that felt endless, she packed a bag and said quietly, "I can't do this anymore." I thought it was unfair, that she was overreacting. I blamed her. And then there was the fifth, sweet, patient, gentle in a way that made me think I could finally succeed. We lasted 7 years. She tried to mold me, guide me, teach me patience, and in return I grew frustrated, distant. I told myself she didn't understand me, that she was smothering me. Eventually she too left, quietly, without fanfare, leaving a silence in the house that echoed louder than any argument ever could. All through these marriages I blamed them, every single time. I thought the problem was in their temper, their habits, their flaws. I was frustrated, confused, sometimes bitter. I asked myself endless questions. Why can't I make it work? What am I missing? Am I unlucky? I lived in a cycle of hope, love, disappointment, and regret. But even as I remember the pain, I can't help smiling. Each of those women brought moments of joy that still shine in my memory. The way she smiled across the dinner table, the sound of laughter on a summer porch, the warmth of holding hands on a cold winter night. Those memories are mine. Beautiful, fleeting, complicated. I wouldn't trade them for anything, even with the heartbreak they caused. Now, sitting here in the quiet of my apartment, I can see patterns forming, faint lines connecting past to present. I feel a shift inside me, though I can't quite name it yet. Something is stirring, a sense that maybe the story I've been telling myself isn't complete, that perhaps the truth isn't entirely where I've been looking. And for now, that's enough. I take another sip of my tea, glance out the window at the slow movement of leaves in the breeze, and let the morning stretch out in front of me. The lessons are there, waiting. And one day soon, I suspect, I'll finally understand them. Sitting in my armchair, watching the morning sun stretch across the maple tree outside, I start to see the faint lines I missed before. The laughter, the fights, the sudden quiet after doors slammed. I begin to notice a pattern. Not in them, not in the women I married, in me. The stubbornness, the impatience, the endless chase for perfection. I was the constant, the common factor in all 5 marriages, and it took nearly 9 decades for me to see it. It's a strange kind of clarity, painful and liberating all at once. I don't feel bitterness toward the women I loved, not truly. They were incredible, each in her own way. But I carried a blind spot, a restless heart that was never satisfied, never patient enough, never willing to see my own flaws. I searched for the missing piece in them, when it was inside me all along. The last 10 years of my life have been different, peaceful, free. I live alone in the apartment I moved into after my 5th marriage ended. No chaos, no arguments, no disappointment. Just quiet mornings with tea, the newspaper, and the faint scent of maple from the trees outside. Sometimes I make toast just the way I like it, a little burnt on the edges, with a smear of butter that melts slowly. I wake when I want, I eat when I want, and I laugh when I feel like it, often at nothing at all. I spend time with friends who understand me, who accept my quirks without judgment. We play cards on Thursdays, take walks on Sundays, share coffee and stories, memories of lives well lived. We talk about our kids, our regrets, our little victories. Sometimes we talk about love, about mistakes, about the women we married and lost. We laugh, but there's wisdom there too. Life taught us lessons in its own stubborn way. I've come to enjoy the ritual of sitting on the porch, feeling the breeze on my face, and listening to the distant chatter of neighbors. Those tiny moments feel like treasures now. I've learned to find happiness in the small things. A book that makes me laugh, a song that reminds me of long ago summers, a neighbor waving hello as I sip my tea. I notice the way the sunlight hits the table, how the shadows stretch across the floor, the scent of rain on concrete after a light shower. Solitude is not loneliness, it's freedom. I am present with myself in a way I never was when chasing love, when trying to fix everything outside of me. I enjoy my own company, my own thoughts, my own rhythms. And there is a joy in that, subtle but deep, like sunlight filtering through leaves on a quiet morning. Sometimes, I think of the 5 women who shaped my life. I wonder if they're happy, if they've found the peace I'm discovering now. I hope so. I hope they've forgiven me as I've learned to forgive myself. And I realize that love is not just about finding the right person. It's about understanding yourself, growing, learning to be whole without needing someone else to complete you. There's a freedom in this realization. I am free of expectation, free of the chaos of trying to manage someone else's happiness, free of disappointment and regret. My mornings are mine. My friends are mine. My memories are mine. I am content. I am grateful. I am, in the way that matters most, truly happy. I still remember laughter, gentle touches, the warmth of a hand held in love. But I also remember the lessons, the stubbornness, the impatience, the repeated mistakes. They are mine too, and I accept them. I carry them with humility, with a little humor, and with the quiet knowledge that I've finally arrived somewhere worth being. Being alone at 88 is not the same as being lonely. It's clarity, it's peace, it's the luxury of choosing how to spend each day. I sip my tea, glance out the window at the slow motion of leaves in the morning breeze, and I feel the weight of years, the fullness of a life lived with passion, folly, love, and mistakes. I sometimes watch the neighborhood kids playing tag on the street below, and I smile, remembering my own children running around the yard decades ago. Life moves on, in little waves, whether we notice or not, and I smile. I smile because I've loved, I've lost, I've failed, and I've finally learned what it means to be happy. Not because someone completes me, not because love rescues me, but because I finally found it in the simplest, most honest things. Quiet mornings, laughter with friends, freedom, the smell of rain on warm pavement, and the peace of knowing myself. And that, I realize, is more than enough.